Welcome, welcome, y'all. This is Missy, aka Mama Fox back. Welcome if you are new, and welcome back if you are not. We are on build. What are we on? Build 4. We're on day 4, or build 4 of this revolving food house. So we have our little room, our little bar here with our lights. We've strung our lights into it. And then we have the start of what we made yesterday, a few boxes and a shelf and a sushi jar. So we are going to continue today, and I'm just going to move these over to my little container, my container. It's kind of early, sorry. We're going to continue today to make these little items to go into our restaurant. So let's just jump right in, folks. Okay, so our next step, we're going to make the little bar holder for our utensils. And part of that is, I don't know what this is going to be. C129. Okay, it's on the cardstock. So it's this little, I guess like a little trivet, maybe. Like it's supposed to be a little wooden tray, I think. I'm just going to cut it out of here so I can get to it. Maybe. maybe. Okay, so we're just gonna dive right in. Just get us going. And just cut around here. How's everybody doing today? It has finally cooled off a bit. And it's about 7:30 in the morning here where I'm at. And I finally was able to turn my room air off. It's been running for 3 days solid, so I wanted to give it a little break. It's supposed to still be warm today, just not overly super hot and like in the hundreds. So cross our fingers. Hope that it's not too bad. And see how it goes. Boy, I am not doing a very good job with this today. Maybe my hands aren't awake yet. I don't know. Did I get all the way around? Let's see. Yeah, I think I did. Okay. Well, we got a few little, this beginning side needs to be cleaned up just a touch. You can kind of tell I got a little better as I went along. It's because on this cardstock is so thick. Make them look like little petals instead of little triangles, little pyramids. Okay, and then we want to have one. This is our little twine that comes in the pack. I want 1.6 centimeters. I'm going to go ahead and use my X-Acto knife to cut it. It's pretty easy. What did I say? 1.6. Right there. Okay, and then so this twine as with all of them, it's two pieces like wrapped around each other. So if you just hold one in and just twist the opposite direction that it's twisted, they'll come right apart. And you have two pieces now. So actually quite a few things, quite a few times they have you do that. Just use one piece of it. So they only want us to use the one. I think I'm going to use that one. And they want us to bend it in half. And then glue onto one of these tips. I think I'm going to go ahead and use my super glue for this, just so it's instant bond. I don't have to sit and hold and wait. I'm actually going to put it on my paper, front and back. Whoop, and then fling my twine everywhere. Put a little spot on there. Maybe get it on the back, maybe. And give them a good squeeze. I'm just using my tweezers to squeeze them together. And they're held already. Okay, that was easy. Now we need to do the kitchenware holder. And that is going to be 2 of C23s. What are C23s? I think they're the little black beads. Let's just double check. Yeah, black beads, and there should be 2 of them. We're just gonna dig in here. Yep, there's one. At least these aren't the tiny ones. Those ones are, whoo, those ones are rough. I like to put them where their holes are facing down, but it doesn't always work. Okay, and then I'm pretty sure that C18 is our black wire, but let me double check. Yes, our black power wire. So that is this here that came in our kit. I'm just gonna unravel it. I love when they kink them so good. It's like, oh, you're never gonna get fully unkinked, but you just do the best you can. So I need 3 centimeters of this, and this is where my wire cutters come in handy. Could you cut this with scissors? I don't know, maybe. I don't think I cut with my X-Acto knife. It is just kind of a covered wire, so maybe. But I have these, I'm going to use these. So we need 3 centimeters. 3 centimeters. And there we go. So now what we're going to do, so it literally gives you the numbers for the 3 pieces, the size of the piece, and it literally just says complete the kitchenware folder and tells you or shows you a picture. Now I know from experience of the past, so if you were a new builder, you might just try to glue that on that bead, but I know from past builds that the best way to do it is to bend that end to 90 degrees. You want to put a little bend in it because it's gonna sit. These ones will fit in the holes, and that way they'll be down in the hole. So I'm also gonna be I'm not gonna use my resin for this because resin needs to be able to get hit on with the UV light, and with a black bead and a black wire, you won't really be able to get the UV light shined to cure it, so it kind of probably wouldn't cure anyways. So I'm going to go ahead and bend up the other side. I want to make sure that my bead is facing down, so when I bend this side, I bend it down, because you want them to both face the same way. Now I do have wire benders that came with my wire cutters, and I do use them sometimes, but this is a pretty thin wire, so I'm not worried about it. And they're in my storage container, so I didn't want to get them out. So it does show, before we complete this, well, it shows to go ahead and put this on. I think you could probably fit it over the bead without a problem, but we'll go ahead and feed it through there, and then put our second bead on. Just get it out of the way so that we can push that down into that bead hole and make sure the bead is 90 degrees. So these beads are what's going to go on your wall. And then we also want to put on our little spatulas. So I'm just going to put a little dab of super glue, and then try to stick one on. Maybe. Let's see. There's one. Now let's get the other one. This is the one with a little pointed handle that I kind of cut off a little bit extra of. That's okay. You know, we've all got that one or two funky little spatulas in our utility holder. Now I could probably glue this to hold it up, but that twine is pretty stiff. So I'm sure once I place it on the wall and then I just move it where I want, I'm sure it will stay. All right, so got a little spatula or kitchenware holder rack. So we're gonna go ahead and put this in the shelf in our room now. We're actually gonna load something into the room, folks. But so we're going to be putting them in here on this wall. And the good thing is this has a line for where your shelf is gonna go. It tells you where that shelf is gonna go. So we're gonna get the shelf. Now remember, on our shelf, we did the coverage on the front and the two sides with the paper. So I want to make sure that back side with no paper is what's going to go onto that wall. I'm just going to, oh, that's going to be a tight fit with my fingers. Yeah. Just trying to see where that line goes. Okay, so it is going to butt right up against the wall. All right, so I believe I'm going to go ahead and use my super glue for this too, because I want that instant bond. I don't want to have to hold it up against the wall. And granted, we're only going to put those little boxes on here, but we are going to be putting a little bit of weight on here. So I want a good solid hold on it. Now this is where these bent tweezers come in handy. I'm going to line it up against that wall, and with that, oh no, it does not go against the wall, all the way against the wall. Oh, crud. Okay, well, we have a little extra super glue on one side, but it's just barely hanging off the wall. Oh, why is this not? Okay, well, sometimes, I'll be honest, I have found that sometimes super glue does not like certain, look, there's no stick left, and that was only a few seconds. Sometimes the super glue does not like all these woods that they give us. On the painted wood, it does really good because there's already like a paint or finish on the wood. I don't have any in this kit. Are those painted? No, those are raw wood, I think. So anyways, some of them will come like white or you know, black or something, and so they have a little bit of a paint on them, and so the super glue will sit on it very nicely. This sits right on that surface of the paint. But when you're dealing with these raw woods, it's like they're so dry, it just literally drinks up that super glue. And I've had it before where I kind of really needed to use the super glue, and I put layer upon layer upon layer just to have it, you know, wet when I went and stuck it on. And so I guess we're using Aleene's. So we're just gonna put that bead on there. And then make sure we get it just right into where that line is for the shelf. And this, we're just gonna give it a second. It's tacky glue, so it won't take long to tack up, and we're not putting a lot of weight. We're gonna take 2 boxes in our sushi jar. So the other thing, sometimes I had one of these bars that I made according to their specifications and everything. Oh, my bead fell off. So sometimes you have to fight because they give you such small hold beads, and these ones are bigger. So you kind of gotta get it jammed into the edge, and I obviously didn't get it jammed good enough. Anyways, what was I saying? I had one of these one time on one of my kits, and I did the measurements right and everything. And when I went to put it in, it was above the stove in that one, and all of my utensils touched my pots. I was like, no, we're not stirring from the wall, people. So that one was kind of fun. It was probably my favorite kitchen one. And I had 2, it was the sink in that one had 2 basins. And I had already filled one up with a little bit of fluff, a little bit of batting to look like suds. So I actually stuck them, one down in the suds and one in the other one, to look like it was, you know, clean and waiting to get rinsed. And then I put the empty rack up because I couldn't put the rack up, it wouldn't fit. So I am going, before I put any glue on this, I'm going to make sure it can sit underneath. Oh yeah, that'll be perfect. Okay, it's because of this little inlet back here. We've got room to do that. So let's just, I'm gonna try super glue again. And for me, I say try because sometimes it is definitely trial and error. I know as you guys have a hard time to see this, I'm just sticking it literally right underneath the shelf. Oh, if I can. I don't know if that's gonna hold. We're gonna give it a sec. Try to put some pressure on there without breaking everything. No, it didn't. It didn't stick. Okay, change of plans. Okay, again. Change of plans again. This is how this goes. With me anyways. I kind of bent that in a little bit when I was putting some pressure. That's what I was worried about, that pressure. Oh, but the super glue wants to still be on the beads. It just does not want to stick to that wall. So maybe it wasn't the wood on the shelf. Maybe it's just that wall. Huh. Anyways, I say we're going to try this because, yeah, even though it gives you kind of directions, for me, some of this is just trial and error. Like, their directions aren't complete enough. Plus, they never tell you what kind of glue, and I don't think they really should. So it's like, how do I want to do it this time? You know, and that's fine. And I've learned some ways that work very well, and they're kind of my go-tos. I've learned some ways that I don't want to continue to try again. But then there's times where it's like, what do I think will work best here? So, unfortunately, we're just going to have to get that a second to dry. So let's see. We want our green box. We want our little blue box. And we want our sushi jar of sushi. It just may be me. I just never heard of a jar of sushi. Let's see if that's gonna. Okay, I think so. I think it's gonna hold up. Okay. So let's see if we can tell which way is up. I'm thinking this one. These are so far back that I'm so sorry. I'm totally out of screen on that one. Just putting a little bit of glue on here, and we're going to stick this a little catty corner on our shelf back here, way back there. So it's just gonna go kind of catty corner there. I'll show you as soon as I get them in, because I need to kind of tack up for a second before I can tip it the way I need to tip it to show you. So our little blue box that we made is just gonna go right next to it. Again, it looks like a little bit of an angle. And then our sushi jar with our we want our sushi tag definitely facing out. So just put a little bit of glue on the base of that bead. And we're going to set it right on the end of that counter. So now, you see up there, so we've got, oh, I can see that all my utensils are whacked. That's okay, that's how it is. All right, sorry about that. So we've got our utensils up there. We've got our shelf with our 2 boxes and a sushi jar. Okay, so we have loaded in some of our items. So now we're going to make some more items. It looks like we're going to start with a cutting board. And then we're going to make some food, a food bowl. Ooh, that is a big old food bowl. Okay, so we're going to start. Oh, this is cardstock too. And my favorite, I guess my favorite of the day, cardstock. Yay me. That's not what we need. Okay, we need a cutting board. Oh, I missed the corner. I always miss the corner. And then we're going to need see, 1/8, and it's just going to be this little, these are fun, little tiny pieces. It's going to trim around cardstock. We're going to trim cardstock. All right, people. So I'm just going to cut this out real quick. But not too quick, because I need to make sure that blade stays straight. All right, take off our 2 little short ends here. And voila. I love it when that happens. Okay, let's move this so we don't lose it. And let's cut out our little cutting board here. Do my best to move my paper and not my X-Acto knife, because it just works better for me sometimes. Okay, we're going to do a big, almost full circle here. Whoop. Okay, there we go. We don't want to go off-roading on this one. And we're going to double back just a touch. And take our next corner. Woo! We released off that corner and it was going for a ride. Oh, because we were almost done. That is why. And I think I'm supposed to cut out this little hole. Oh, I hate cutting these. I don't know why, but I just don't like them. That's why it's like, it looks like the same size as what if you had other like single lights. This kit had the multi-strand, but some of them have a single light, and if it has to go through floors or sometimes walls, they'll have these little circles, and I like to put my paper on and then use the wood as the guide to cut it out on the paper. Because okay, so here's my little trick. So you can see in that center hole, the way it cuts, the way it's cardstock is, it looks, you can see the white. And I don't really care for that. Now along the outside, we're going to put that other piece of banding, but in the inside hole, we're not. So I was given to, by a very good friend, a set of markers. They're just midliners, zebra. And for some reason, these things, I didn't know what I'd do with them. These things are like a match for these kits. This brown, I use it most of the time on the lighter woods if I don't cut it out very good, if I don't pop that little burr on there and it cracks and tears a piece off the wood. This is a perfect match. I think it's going to be a match for this too. So I'm just going to, it's a little bit darker maybe, but that's okay because this is the only kind of spot I'm doing it in. So okay, don't look at the outside because we're gonna cover that, but just look at the inside of that hole now. Like all that whiteness is gone. Okay, I like that. So thank you, my friend Joanne. These are really cool. They've got a fatter and then a longer but thinner. It goes to a better point. I had one kit, it had the weirdest turquoise and yellow, and I thought, oh my goodness. And these markers, there's only 5 of them, and they were the perfect turquoise and yellow, I swear. Okay, so we're just gonna, I guess, just start Let's just put a bead on the majority of this edging, I guess. We'll save the end so we can have a spot to hold. So I think it's kind of supposed to like lift it up. But it shows it's putting it in the middle. This makes no sense. Well, I don't think I... It's on the back side. Sheesh. I was trying my best not to stick my finger right in the glue, but I guess that's not happening. Wow, you would think that would not be such a hard thing to do, but sheesh. I did not want to go on there. Okay, so let's add the glue to the final end of that. And then see if we can't finish wrapping this board. We're gonna come up around the handle now, so it's gonna be a little tricky. Oh, see, that's what I thought. It is too much. Oh, we're just gonna overlap, I guess. I'm not trimming this one, I don't think. I'm just trying to make sure that it's level around the edges, like, because it's thicker than the edge. So does it want to sit on top or in the middle or on bottom? And I don't want it to really be uneven. So I'm just trying to make sure. Okay, so now you can see that little lip there. And I can see some white still on the inside, and I don't like that. So the cutting board is supposed to be, you know, brown. Oh, hold on. It's coming off of that bend. Stick, 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 stick. I'm just going to take this wonderful marker, just go around the edge, because the edging of that border, which was supposed to help it, is white. So I'm going to give it a little shot of brown. The only thing is, if you have any glue, you don't really want to stick your marker in the glue. So be careful on that. Would you stay there, please? Okay, I think it gives it a completely different look, because now you cannot see the white edge, and you see what looks like wood, like a cutting board. Okay. Oh, I am so sorry. My mouth is so dry. Okay, now we need 129. So it's going to be this little... I've made knives all kinds of ways, you guys. This one is looks like they took a knife and split it in half, and then have us cut it out, and then we're gonna fold it back in half and glue it together. Why did they just not give us a full flat knife? I don't know. Anyways, We're going to cut this out. I've done knives so many different ways. I have done them where I have created the handle, whether out of paper or even sometimes I think I've done a wood one, and then out of thick reflective paper, like kind of like tin foil, but like thick, so it doesn't bend really. I have created the blade. That was a pretty cool one. I've done them differently from like thinner stuff, like almost like Reynolds wrap. I've had me try to make one out of that. If I remember correctly, that one didn't turn out the best looking knife. But it is what it is. I'm just not cutting very good. I've got tons of edging on this. So let's see how it turns out. I have to trim up a little bit. I have a feeling I'm going to have to. Come on out. I know I cut you. And let's see. I just missed getting the corner. There we go. Okay, I think I'm gonna try to bend this before I trim it up and see how they match up. Let me say, this is so small to bend. My tweezers can't even grab the paper. It keeps grabbing the ruler. Oh my goodness. That's not gonna work. That did not work at all. Okay, so well, let's take our chances and just see if we can bend this baby. And just luckily get it in half. Ooh! That worked out better than I thought. So I just started at the corner of the blade and just literally squeezed my fingers together, and it just ran it right down the hilt and right down the handle. Okay, so that was kind of pure luck. Let's stick some glue in here if my glue wants to come out. You want to come out and play today? Okay, so this, I do see that this side is a bit, I had a little bit of an overhang there. I gotta be careful because part of this is just shiny, and that's how it's supposed to be, like at the edges. So I don't want to take off the shiny part. I just want to take off what's not supposed to be there. Okay, so for a tiny, tiny little knife, that one turned out pretty good. It's cute. So now let's get our sushi going. So we have a little orange, and then are gonna have okay, well first let's just cut this. So it says 0.2 centimeters. Now I've done a few of these, and 0.2 centimeters is just a very, very, very thin strip. And not a real sense in kind of measuring it. How much is total? So 1 centimeters. So I should be able to get five oranges out of these. But as I look, not all of them are going to be 2. So I'm glad I looked, because sometimes I would just go chop, 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 chop. So I'm not going to do that. I'm just going to cut one thin, and And I kind of give it a little bit of a roll so I help keep that blade straight. So I'm just going to do the one, and then I'm going to cut it into thirds. Hold on, I just want to, yeah, okay, I was right. So I'm going to cut it into thirds. So I'm just going to put my point in the center and cut one. Whoop. Where did that go? Okay, it's right there. So then I'm going to go 2, and then I'm going to go 3. And hope that why won't they separate? I can see them. Okay. Well, I don't know what happened. I got 2 quarters and then I got a half. I didn't. This is, boy, my measurements, my eyes, I think I missed where I placed one of the cuts. So we're gonna roll with it. So what we need to do, they want us to put the pieces here. So what I'm gonna do is, because we have a small, a medium, and a large, I'm gonna actually line them up, small, medium, and large, and then just put them on the front of this tray. So you're gonna go with the large. And let's pick up our medium. And then we'll go with that small one, a little itty bitty one. Whoop. Okay, and then our knife is going to go right here. So let's just put, I got a little blob of glue. Let's put a little bit on the blade here. The blade's gonna sit on the board, but the handle's gonna stick off. And then what is this? This is C10. What is C10? Oh, rice bar ball. Oh, okay. How cute. It's a little rice bar ball, I guess. I was trying to figure out how we're going to put the white and the red. Okay, never mind. This is already done. So we need to do 0.35 centimeters. So it's going to be a little bit thicker. I'm still not really going to measure just because that's me. Measure if you want. Whoop, I missed that. Oh, there we go. Oh, he is so cute. I have never seen one like this before, and I've done a couple of sushi houses. No, I won't say sushi houses. No, no, no. I have done a couple of full houses that were of the, I don't know, Japanese, Chinese, some kind of cultural thing. And they were beautiful, beautiful. One was normal and one was big. Beautiful houses, but a lot of them had the little sushi plates that I had to make, and I've never seen that little piece of sushi. That is, oh, let me get my hand out of the light. That is adorable. That's probably one, other than my screwed up lemons, but that's okay. I'm okay with that. That's probably one of my favorite little cutting boards. Okay. Now let's get, see, 14 is this little, it looks like this little, not quite sure what exactly that is. We've got that. We need 2 millimeters, 2 of them. How big is this? Oh, so that's only 4.4, so it's going to be cut in half and we're going to use it all. Okay, so let's just cut this one in half. Not exactly half, Missy. I cannot judge my, wow, wow, not good. I'm gonna go ahead and cut that one in half. And it still didn't go in half either, wow. So, okay, so this little sliver, it kind of came out of the middle. We're just gonna set this aside. So what we're gonna do is, so it looks like we're gonna cut twice along and then one down the center. So we're gonna cut it, looks like from top to bottom twice, and then cut the whole thing in half. And we're gonna do that same to this piece. 1 and 2, and then in half. And all that has done is given us these little bitty pieces. So we're just making up a lot of these little bitty pieces. Whoop, and I'm gonna do my best not to flick them all over my room. Next we need the, I don't know what this one's called, but it's got the little red swirls in it. So we need 0.1 centimeter, 2 pieces. Okay, so very, very thin again, and we need 2 of them. I'm gonna do my best here. Very, very thin, but I don't want it to get crooked. I want it to stay straight. There we go. And then we're gonna do the same cuts as that one. We're gonna do 2 up and down and then 1 across. So I'm going to kind of do them right at the tops of the wave, one going each way. And we're going to right down the center. And accidentally cut this one on the back side. No, we don't want to do that. 1, 2, did I even cut that one? How did I not cut that? Across the center. Okay. So it does show them in the bowl that I'm looking at slightly, like the pieces are kind of, they're all together, but they're kind of in their own little section of the bowl. So we're going to keep them separated. Okay. So next is the green, and I showed you this one before. It's so cute. I've never seen one of these either. The little green leaf. That is adorable. So we're gonna do 1 piece of 0.3 centimeters, so it's gonna be a little bit thicker. Okay. That might have been a little too thick, but that's okay. And then we're gonna go straight down the middle, like where the center of the leaf would be, the little vine thingy, the little vine, the little veins in the leaf. And then we're gonna go 2 across it. Okay, and then we're gonna, like I said, keep it together, but keep it kind of separated from the others. Okay, and then we're gonna go back to our lemon, where we did one, but we used it, put it on the cutting board. So now we need a 0.3. Oh boy. Okay, so we're doing two different types of cuts. Oh, okay, so we're going to do one cut, and then at the end we're going to use that as a different cut. Okay, so it's 0.3 centimeters, so it's going to be a little bit bigger. And then, are you ready? We're going to skin this. Okay, so we're going to stand it up. So silly. And just as if we were literally taking the skin off of the lemon, like peeling it, but cutting the peel off. Okay. I don't even do this with, I don't do this with real fruit. Like, what is this? Why would you do this for I guess it's a sushi salad? Well, no, I don't know if it's sushi because no little fishies. I've made little fishies before. Those are cute. Okay, so first we're going to set this aside, the big one. And all these little, like, skin pieces, I guess, we're supposed to cut long ways. Now this one's already small, so, but we're supposed to cut like 3 times? Oh. Okay, so just, it's a little diagonal, but that's okay. That's kind of small, so I'm just doing one cut there. Just, you know, you kind of got to make your own judgment calls on these. Artistic license, I like to say. Artistic license is a beautiful thing. So we're just going to keep cutting these down long ways, lengthwise. And this last one's kind of small too. I'm just going to do it once. Okay. So these are going to be one style of lemon cuts. And then we're going to take this back where we left it before, lay it on its side, and cut it in half. Not exactly in half, but that's okay. And then on each of these, we're going to cut in half one way, and then in thirds the other way. Just like the first 3 that we did. Only that one not so much. We're just gonna leave that as it is. That was kind of awkward. I don't know what happened on that one. It was like, just kind of got out of hand. Or out of blade, I should say. Okay, we got that one cut correctly. And we'll go up in that pile. Okay, so we have 4 cut the same way, 1 lemon cut long. So now we're going to take this, one of these little white, these are our little flowers that they give you. I've used them in all different kinds of ways, and they're really cool. But this one's going to have us cut off just one end. We do get 2 because you get 1 on each side, but we're just going to cut off one end. I just use my scissors for these. I've used my X-Acto knife before. So this one, on the string is going back in. We have this little puff of thing. Oh, okay. And then we're going to get, why they put this in this bag, I don't know. So usually in this bag is just your lights and your battery box. But this time they put this little crepe paper in here. And I don't know why. It says, oh, okay, so I need it in 0.6 centimeters, but I need 2 pieces of that. It's so wrinkled and rolled up. It's hard to hold on to. So 0.6 centimeters. And honestly, crepe paper is really weird to cut with the X-Acto, like all the way through. So this is one of the times I will start the cut and then I will finish with my scissors. Because it just has a weird feel. It just, I don't know what it is. I mean, yeah, you can cut them with the X-Acto knife, no problem. I just don't really care to. I will make a decent size start because I need to know where to finish up at. And then finish that up with my scissors. Maybe. Okay. So we have our 2 pieces. I think there's supposed to be like a, was that the seaweed kind of crisps, I think. So C19. Oh, that is a soft plastic. That's like a little sticky, what do you call them? The little, oh, is it gonna work? No, it's not. Maybe not, but it sure as heck feels like it. One of those little things that you suction on, like suction cups. It feels like a suction cup. It looks like a suction cup, but it's not quite. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna start off. We're gonna build our bowl. So we're gonna start off with a bit of glue on the. Actually, I'm just gonna glue this. So we need to put this little one right in the bottom. I guess it's gonna kind of be that filler, so not everything just falls right down into that V, into that hole in the center. So we're gonna put that right down in there. Come on, stay. And then our 2 little papers, those are way too tall. I'm gonna cut those suckers in like half. There we go. That's so much better. And you know, like I said, that's even one's a little bit too tall, so it didn't quite go in half. Artistic license, do as you like to see it. Like I did not like the look of that, so I'm not going to stick that on in my bowl. You know, I've got to be the one that finishes this, that sees it, or gifts it or sells it. However, whatever you do with yours, you know. But you're the one that's got to deal with it basically. So don't do something that you just don't like, you know. Now if it's structural thing, find a way to change the structure of it then. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not telling you to just not put in walls because you like an open concept. If you do, find your base, your wooden beams. But you know, things like this, like they didn't tell me to cut those strips in half, but doesn't that look much more proportionate? Like I can't imagine if that thing was like twice as high. It's just crazy. Okay. So now we're going to put in, so we want the green, the long yellow, the brown, the red, and then the regular yellow. So honestly, I'm going to fill this with glue. I'm not doing each individual piece of this. That's insane. So, I'm going to just, I'm just going to fill this with glue. I'm sure they'll be stacked on top of each other, and I'll have to kind of lift some of them up and to add glue. But to start with, we're going to get at least our base level glued down here. And I put that glue all over that white piece also because they're going to lay on top of that. Okay. So let's just kind of start with our greens here. In this bowl. Okay, I'm going to use my tweezers to hold down my base. Because I almost just took that with me. Okay. And then this, not my hair. Let's get my hair out of here. Sorry about that. It happens. I'm growing it out. It's getting longer, so it happens. Okay, so the long ones are going to go over the top. Whoops. If you get a rogue one, just stick it back where it belongs. So the square ones are supposed to go up top, so I'm going to go ahead and add those up too because I'm having trouble having enough room. And I didn't want to just like, I'm okay with not having to put every bit of this in here, but I want to make sure at least some of all of them are in here. You know what I mean? My glue is kind of slipped down a little bit, so I'm going to kind of re-glue those edges. I'm going to put some of that brown in this corner. Maybe, I don't know if it's supposed to be bacon. It kind of looks like bacon. And then put some of that red stripies up in that corner. Okay, so now as you can see, I have a bit left. I'm trying to decide if I like it is. So if I had any more green, I would put more green, but I don't have any more green. I mean, I have more in there cut up. I don't have any more, like, already made. So, oh, that is stuck. No, I think, okay, well, I might do a little touch more red over here. It kind of looks like maybe a little hollow, but I think I'm going to have to put some more glue in. Globs of glue. Just gonna just a little spot. Maybe just a couple pieces will go there. I'm gonna put a little bit more of the chunky yellow up along the back. Guys, I think that's it. I think I'm leaving it like that. I don't want to overflow it too much, because I don't think that'll look more real. It'll really look realistic if it's like piled so high. So I think I'm going to leave it like that. Yeah. So we have little bits left, and that's okay. But guys, we're at an hour already. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. I'm probably just gonna toss that. But anyways, so yeah, so we again, doesn't seem like we do a lot, but it's been an hour and this is real time. What have we done? We installed our backdrop, our little shelf and our utility stand, and we made our little sushi cutting tray and our little sushi bowl. This kind of reminds me of like chef salad kind of thing. Bacon, maybe some radishes, lettuce. I'm not sure what the yellow is, but it's okay. That's what it reminds me of. So come back next time when we continue. We are going to do some sushi rolls. Okay, so we're going to do a couple different types. So yeah, join me next time, please, please. And we will keep rocking and rolling on this. So until then, have the great rest of your day or evening and be safe. Bye.